selected.
And that worked really well for the first part of the protocol, wasn't it? Because initially we designed the program as just a single ascending dose because of the long half-life of the drug.
Yeah, and then you can say the project also evolved over time. As I mentioned, we started out from scratch. So setting out a program that has lasted for several years was a bit undertaking also for the company. So this was new to us. So we started out with a single ascending dose, kind of very regular safety and focus. But we also had so this is an anti-obesity drug. So we also had what kind of surrogate endpoints could we introduce early on in the study. So that was kind of the second point that was part of the selection criteria. Were there capabilities? And of course, you cannot measure weight. That was kind of the easy part of it, but were there kind of alternatives? So we were discussing meal tests that could be kind of a way to see early effects from the compound. So we know from physiology that amylin also have an impact on glucagon and insulin. And in that way, we can see, is it really working in a clinical setting? We know from our animal studies that we have performed in our own lab that it works. But, having that, can we confirm that in humans would be important at the early stage. So those were kind of the key considerations that we had.
Yeah, right at that front end on that single dose period. And then we sort of got some decent results, didn't we? So then it was, right, what next? The next was multiple dose.
Right.
So that we did an adaptation to the study to incorporate that section into the study. And I remember some of the meetings we were, Mads and I and other members of the Gubra team were having at the time. As an anti-obesity drug, when you're moving into a multiple dose space, great if it works, okay? But you have to then start thinking about, okay, well, genuinely, what is the right patient population that we want to be studying in this case? So we went to some specific ranges, didn't we, in that?
Yeah, so basically you would like to move into patients and I think obesity is kind of continuum from being not obese to slightly and more. So that was kind of the discussion that we had with the quotient. So basically you are coming from healthy volunteers and that's kind of part of your database. And it's not like when you're doing clinical trials. So I have a clinical trial background. So usually you go to a clinic that actually see these patients and you recruit from the clinic. But having in a trial unit as quotient, they need to have access to this type of subjects. So of course we would like to go into obese as such and kind of follow the label text